Hello everybody, welcome back to Hawkeye Vaping and Reviews. I'm truck driver Russ, and tonight I'm going to be doing a review on the eGrip from Joyech. And I tell you what, I've got a little bit of mixed feelings with this. When I first received this, it just had the regular coil heads that came with it, and I was not pleased with them. And later on, when we're in the close-ups and everything, and I'll explain why. But overall, now since I received the rebuildable RBA base and the 510 adapter to pulse your coil and check your ohms and stuff like that, I am thoroughly enjoying this little device. I really like it. The flavor is just fantastic on this. You've seen the vapor. It's doing really good. Now, I generally do drippers, and I have the Aspire Atlantis sub-tank, so I'm used to doing lung inhales. And when I first received this with stock coils in it, and I was having to do the mouth to lung, and they don't really tear me up, but I mean, I'm not comfortable doing them anymore. When I first started vaping, it was strictly, mouth to lung, like you would take a drag off of a cigarette. But now that I've expanded my vaping and got into drippers and the sub tanks and stuff with more airflow, I'm just more comfortable doing lung hits. This thing, like I said, I absolutely love this thing now. Let's tell you a little bit about it. It's a 20-watt device. It goes from 8 watts to 20 watts. It does have USB charging, micro USB charging, and it does have pass-through, so you can vape on it while it's charging. It's really easy to fill. I like the drip tip that came with it. I really haven't tried any other ones because I really like this one that it came with. But we're gonna go down, and I'm gonna take this apart and show you the stock coils, the RBA rebuildable section. We're gonna do the unpackaging. I'm not, I mean, you can see it's already out. So let's take a vape and dive on down and take a look at everything. Okay, folks, we're back. Here's the box that the eGrip came in from Joyech. Let's take the lid off here. And inside, now it did come with two coils, two stock coils, a 1.5 ohm coil and a 1.8 ohm coil. This is the base for the coils. Now, I did find out that the Aspire BVC for the K100 or K1 Aspire BVC tank, the vertical coils in here do fit, and it was a little bit better vape with these vertical coils in it, a whole lot better vape. Like I said, I just don't care for doing the mouth to lung anymore. Here's the stock coils for the Joyech, and I believe this is the 1.5 ohm. Yep. 3.5 volts to 5.5 volts, and it did come with a 1.8 ohm coil, I believe. I have it over here. Let's see if we can flip this around. They were both 1.5 ohm. I was mistaken. But anyways, the bad thing about these coils are, I mean, they're dual coils, but they run horizontal, and there's one sitting right on top of it. We're going to break this down, break it apart, and I will take it apart and show you what I'm talking about. I think it's a poor design. I wish they would have just put a single vertical coil in there, and it would have been a whole lot better. But we'll break this down later, and let's see, you get the little tool, little mini screwdriver, and to take the base apart, you put this in here, and you know, or you can use a nickel or penny or whatever. Let's see, you get a couple extra O-rings and a couple extra I don't know what you call them. I'll show it to you where, you know, it's on the door right here. I guess it's a little gasket that seals up where you fill it. It goes right there. You can see it. Yep. Let's take this out. You get a really nice booklet that explains everything. Warranty card. You get your wall adapter, and you get your USB cable. I'm not going to take them out. Everybody has seen them 100 times. So that's pretty much it. Pretty nice box, you know, pretty thick, heavy duty on the back. It does have, you know, standard configuration stuff. You know, I got the silver one, of course. Nice packaging. Alright, let's set that aside. Now, like I said, when I received this, you know, it just had the stock base to it, and then I had to buy the RBA base, and I think the RBA base was $12.99, and I think this was $4.99, the 510 connector. Now, basically, what this 510 adapter does is you unscrew it from the, you unscrew this, and we're just going to imagine this is the RBA base. You put that in there, put the top back on, and then you screw this into any kind of a mod or your ohm checker, and you can check the ohms. And if you screw it into a mod, then you can pulse the coil and tighten the coil up, make sure everything's glowing the way it's supposed to from the inside out. I would have to agree with Matt from Suck My Mod. You know, I would just make this standard equipment to go with this. Of course, you know, they came out with this stuff afterwards, which, you know, whatever. The eGrip base here, the RBA base, I should say, it did come with a few extras. It came with the little blue screwdriver that everybody has, some extra O-rings. It looks like some Canthal. To me, it looks like it's probably 30 gauge, maybe 29, and then you get some extra screws, 4 extra screws, which was nice. And then they give you some Japanese cotton and a couple extra coils that are already wicked up, ready to go. Now, and when I received the RBA base, it already had a coil installed in it with the Japanese cotton in it, which was awesome. Basically all I had to do was you know, put some juice on the coil and install it, and away you go vaping. So, you know, that is what it is right there. I think I'm going to go ahead and we're going to take apart this coil, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here. If I can get this out of here without destroying them too much. Might have to grab a pair of pliers real quick. There. Yeah, it has one sitting right on top of the other. You know, you can tell they were just starting to get burnt, and it was starting to give me a bad taste. Like I said, I wish they would have come out with just a single vertical coil. Would have been great in there, you know, because I mean it wicked fine. It just the airflow wasn't there, you know. I mean look at that little hole, and the bottom pin. You know, the bottom pin doesn't have that big of a hole either, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of these. Now I have tried to rebuild this and put a vertical coil in with some 30 gauge Canthal. The problem I had was when I was wrapping the wicking material around the coil and trying to get it back in, I was having a bitch of a time keeping the wicking material on the you know. I just said to hell with it, and I just went ahead and ordered the RBA base and the 510 adapter, so I could run it that way and build my own coils that way. So I mean, it is what it is. I don't know if I'm going to try later on maybe to try to build these or not. I don't know. Anyways, you know, that's what you're looking at. You know, they have two coils, one on top of each other, and it looks like they have a piece of silica in between the two. I mean, it didn't do bad, but it didn't last. Hell, I mean, the juice that I have, this is the juice that I have in there, and it's kind of a clear juice. It's not real dark or whatever. It's a juice that I made up myself. It's a cranberry apple, really yummy juice. It just, I don't know, it was starting to taste burnt, and it didn't give me a very good vape. So it is what it is. Okay, we will go ahead and take this apart. Now I got a little bit of juice up in here. Take and clean that out. Alright. I suppose I put that little tool back in there, and I shouldn't have, huh? I believe I did. Yes, I did. That's alright. We'll get it back out here. So basically, all you do is just untwist this, and once you get it pretty loose, you can feel it when it starts to there, it's loose and it's out. Now, let me dry this off a little bit, paper towel. And this is your RBA base. Now, it does come, we'll go ahead and unscrew it. It's not a big deal. But the little barrel, and I just wicked this today, so I mean, it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, it's a small little K-Fun deck is all it is. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go rinse this off, and we'll burn the coil off, clean it off, and we'll re-wick it with some cotton. So I'll be right back. Okay guys, we're back. Got all the cotton off of it and rinsed her off, and that's what the little base looks like here. Let's see if I can get this to focus in. There we go. Just a little mini K-Fun, and you know, the way they got it set up is the wires are gonna go through the little holes here on either side, and then you tighten the screws down. I mean, this thing is small, guys. I mean, you thought the K-Fun deck was small. This thing is tiny. Now it looks big on the camera, but I mean, it's tiny. So now this coil that like I said, this coil came pre-installed, and that noise you're hearing is my furnace. I live in Iowa, and it's colder than a well digger's ass out, and we're supposed to be getting a huge snowstorm tomorrow. They're calling, well, not huge, but it's probably going to be the biggest one we've had this year. They're calling anywhere between 5 and 8 inches, and I'm not liking that because we haven't hardly had any snow this year at all. So, but anyways, let's get back to this. So I've got the eGrip RBA adapter put on the, I got it on the Sigelli 20 watt. Now you just, let's see if I can get this in camera here. You just set that in there, and we're going to screw the top down, and we're just going to burn that off. And she's glowing from the inside out still, so I'm going to leave her alone, and it's still reading at 1.4 ohms. Let's see if you can see that or not. Okay, it made a liar out of it. There we go, 1.4 ohms. So, alright, now once you get that done, then, well, let's see, I think I'm just going to take the RBA base off there and put it on my ohm reader, ohm checker. I just wanted to show you how to pulse it and everything. I like building on this. I don't have one of them fancy dancy builders, but anyways, we're going to set this out of the way. Oh, here's the barrel, and it has, I don't know if you can see it, but it has 4 little holes on the side, and that's where your juice comes through to get your coil. Now it doesn't look that big, but I tell you, I've been running this thing at 20 watts and it's been keeping up. Not a problem. I have not had not one dry hit. It wicks really, really well. And then you have your little top cap, and then screw it down on your base. But oh, son of a bitch, I dropped it. Hang on, let me find this. Okay, we're back. Alright, now the way I like to do this, and I've already got a piece of the Japanese cotton already cut, and just gonna roll this up a little bit, and then let me zoom this down some here. There we go. Let's roll that up, and then just stuff this through a little bit, and get this little twist a little bit here. And you don't need much cotton for this, you know. You can see it's just a little loose. Now, what I've been doing is I've just been taking my scissors, and right at the edge of the right at the edge of the base here, or the 510 adapter, I just been snipping the cotton, and then kind of taking a little screwdriver and kind of fluffing it up a little bit. Now, what you do is you just take it and you kind of stuff it down, not real tight, but you want to spread it out to where from here on over, and you want to spread the cotton out, because them holes, you know, there's probably one here, one here, one here, and one here on the barrel, you know, so it allows the juice to you know, wick more efficiently. This is how I've been doing it, and it works really good. Just something like that. So it's kind of you know, it's kind of covering the whole, you know, the whole area. And then you take your barrel and you put it down in there and just see, it's kind of twisting now a little bit. Sometimes it'll catch and you gotta rotate it around a little bit. Let's see here. There, something like that. And then take your top cap, put your top cap back on. Just finger tight, don't have to be real tight. Oh, she's re-wicked. We're ready to go. I guess what I should have done, though, now I think about that, ooh, good. A lot of times this cap, this little top cap will get stuck and it'll pull the whole barrel and cap out and everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit of juice and get this wet. Just saturate her a little bit here. There. Okay. I'm getting too far out of focus here. Something like that. You can see them holes better now. There's 4 holes all the way around that barrel. And I know, I thought the same thing too. I was like, wow, I might have to drill them out. I don't think that's going to be okay. But I tell you what, it wicks just fine. And of course I am running a 50-50 juice, so it's a little bit thinner juice. So now that I got a bunch of juice running down my finger, put this cap back on this. And I just tend to just leave this on here most of the time. That way I know where it's at. Alright. Alright, let's bring the eGrip back in here. Make sure everything's tight. Just I'm gonna back this up a little bit here. There we go. I'm sorry guys if this is gonna run long. I knew it kinda would, but oh well. There. Just give it a little tighten. Now Make sure there's no juice coming out of there. There we go. Alright, now to fill this, you just pop this little door open. And it's not going to take much because I just filled it pretty much earlier, but it's pretty simple. I mean, easy peasy, guys. You just get a little needle bottle or whatever and squeeze some juice in there, and the other side is the air hole. And when you see it come up like that, just stop. She's full. Take a little bit of paper towel, give her a little wipe, close the door, and that's it, guys. That's as far as it goes. Now, okay, I will show you on here now. I'll try to get as close as I can. Alright, you can see the 20 on there, and that's where I've been running it, at 20. And, you know, it steps down all the way to 8. So, let me get the screwdriver here. If that's 20, then I'm sure that would be 8. So, you know, and it does click. And it lets you know. You know, and everybody's vaping preference is different, and you know, basically what I did is I just started out and I just I started vaping, and I just went ahead and I found, you know, my sweet spot, and which is, you know, 20 watts, and it works great for me. Let's see, what else can I tell you? Oh, it does have a button there, not a button, but a light to tell you, and when it's charging, there's a, let me see if I can, see the light right there? When it's charging, that light will blink on and off fast. If it's really dead, it'll blink fast, and then as it starts to charge and the battery gets full, then it'll blink slower and slower and slower and slower until it turns off, and then it's completely charged. God, guys, I don't know what else to. Oh, there is adjustable airflow for when you have the stock coils in with the regular base. But for the RBA base, you get your airflow from right there, from the bottom, and it's a lot better than what I thought it was going to be. I don't know how I got a bunch of juice there, but anyways, hell, I'm gonna take a vape. Oh yeah. Plenty of vapor. The flavor is just spot on. The tank, it is glass, but it's recessed in there, so I don't think you'd have to worry about breaking it unless, you know, it landed on, you know, something like that, and it would probably break. I don't know. I've never really dropped it or anything like that. I mean, it is a kind of a fingerprint magnet, the silver one. It comes in silver and black. I like the silver. I did mention before that it does have micro USB charging, and it does have pass-through. It has a 1500 mAh battery in it, and it does last quite a long time. I can vape on this probably, I can go probably about half the day, maybe a little longer, you know. But like I said, guys, I'm vaping on about 5 or 6 other different things, so you know, I really don't know how long it will last, tell you the truth. But it does have pass-through, so if you are charging it, you know, and the cool thing is, it's, you know, you can lay it down, pick it back up, vape on it, you know. Okay, guys, let's go back up top, talk on it, vape on it, and we'll wrap this up. Okay, guys, we're back. We're gonna take another vape. I mean, great vapor production. Proof is in the pudding, is what they say. I like it. I really do enjoy it. I wear a lot of pocket t-shirts, and most of the time I just take this little son of a bitch and I pop it right in my pocket, and I leave it there. And you know, hey, when I want to vape, like I said, I'm vaping on about 5 different things, you know. I mean, here I got my Cloudport T8. I still need to do a video for this, and for the Atlantis. I know I'm kind of behind times on that, but I really wanted to show you this because I really like the size of it, you know. The drip tip feels good in your mouth. I mean, I really enjoy it. It's a really great vape, guys, especially with the RBA base. Now, you know, these things are all subjective. Now, some of you guys out there might be, you know, the mouth to lung hitters, and the regular coils, you know, might work for you. IMO, my personal opinion, I prefer the RBA base. You get better flavor, you get better vapor production, and I mean, and you can do, you know, a mouth to lung. You know, and it's not that bad. I mean, it's still restrictive enough that you can do that, but it's still open enough that, you know, you can do your lung hits too, you know, if you want. Yeah, guys, I don't really have much more to say about it except for, you know, hey, if you like the review, if you like the little eGrip, if you think maybe it's something that you might want to have, you know, go out and get one. You know, they're a handy little vaping tool, and I absolutely like it. I love it. It's great. All right, guys, that's about it. I'm gonna wrap this up, and we'll see you next time. Oh, hey, I did want to do a quick shout out to all my new subscribers. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I hope you guys like my video. I'm trying, you know, I'm trying to get used to talking into the camera. It's a little bit different, but you know, please don't be afraid to you know, leave some comments. Let me know, you know, if I'm fucking up or if I'm not or whatever. Go ahead and let me know. Thanks, guys, and this truck driver us saying keep on vaping.